What's up, everybody? Apologies, I was kind of scrambling there. I just picked up a free overlay and I should have done it earlier in the day because now I'm out of time and I don't have a complete background and everything. But I'm just messing around, seeing what the free ones are because I have not stepped up my game and paid for the the subscription for Streamlabs, which I probably will in the future. We'll see how things go. But that being said, I got a few things I'll talk about tonight. On this Friday fish fry, which I'm doing on Thursday because tomorrow night I couldn't do it because usually I play D&D with my buddies tonight, and just because of how it is with adults and such, schedules didn't line up for tonight, so we're gonna do it tomorrow night, which means I cannot be doing my normal stream. It is what it is. Gotta be flexible, right? So doing it tonight, but no big deal because no one's here right now anyway, and I don't have a big following yet, so it's not like there's a whole lot of people to disappoint by doing it a day early, maybe throwing people's schedules off. But anywho, a couple things I want to go over. Just mention real quick as far as any land and sea updates. Not a whole lot from what I've already discussed. However, they did put the Patreon. Eric put the Patreon in the Discord, and I pasted that link into the stream I did with him, which was 2 streams ago, for Friday Fish Fry. And so if you're interested in checking out the Patreon and maybe looking into getting into the tabletop game when it fully releases, I highly recommend you go check that out. What else we got here? I want to watch the video, the trailer for Blood of the Dawnwalker. I think it's The Blood of Dawnwalker, if I'm not mistaken. Want to watch that? Check it out. Looks sweet. From the devs of The Witcher 3, but not CD Projekt Red. These are ones that left. Speculate all you want. Probably all a bunch of white dudes, if I had to guess. That's why they got booted. I don't know. This is all speculation. I'm not here to slander anyone, but the new, I think it's Rebel Horse is the name of the new studio. Looks sick, dude. So excited for that. Gonna watch it. And I saw just the first couple seconds. It feels so much like Witcher 3. Maybe it's just a Slavic, Polish thing, with the, with their myths and their music and their art style. Maybe that's just a lot of games from that region to kind of have that feel, but I don't know. I got major Witcher 3 vibes. So I'm excited to see that, see where that goes. And then, tonight, I've been super, super pleased with Wargate Books. I think it's Wargate Nova is the publisher. They are the publishers of the Land and Sea books. They publish the Galaxy's Edge book, which is 24, I want to say. 24 of those books. I'm on book 3 right now, which is Kill Team. And, man, they're so good. And, they're just so good. And they have Forgotten Ruin, I think is their other really big one. And they have other ones as well. And I cannot remember them all. But they just got a solid team of authors that they, I think authors can work as contractors, so I don't know, it's their authors though, but it's not like they can't go publish a book, with another publisher, but I don't know how it all works. I don't know the contracts, whatever. But yeah, I have not read, so far I have read 10 Wargate Nova books from 3 authors. Loved them all. They're all great. Same with Bane. I mean, I don't think it's probably more like 2 to 3 2 to 3 authors from Bane. Same thing, all the books I've read from those 2 publishers, huge fans. Haven't read one that I did not like. So yeah, gonna be talking about those books, and I think that's about it. I don't have a whole lot else to go over. I don't have anyone in the chat to talk to, so I can't react and bounce ideas off the chat. So it is what it is. I got to do it by myself until I get some people that want to hop in here. And again, I'm not even doing it on the regular scheduled night, so that makes it even more difficult. But I will get my S together, and I definitely need to look into doing more interviews. I got to get some more interviews in here, some more people. I really had fun doing that with Eric, and it sucks because I was sick and I could barely talk, and I had technical difficulties. I hadn't done it before. It's my first stream with a guest. But we live and learn and move on, and we get better. And I plan to get better. So, I'm really hoping I can track down some authors. Maybe get Blaine Lee Pardoe, the author of The Land and Sea, and a bunch of BattleTech books, and Order of the Centurion, which is a standalone novel in Galaxy's Edge universe, Galaxy, whatever. I use that joke a lot. And there's really no shortage of people that I would love to have on the stream and talk to. So I need to get after that and start doing that. And I think we have some fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and look into this trailer for Blood of Dawnwalker by. Let me double check. It's gonna drive me crazy. Does it say in here? I know that they used to work. Rebel Wolves. Did I say horse? Rebel Wolves. That's the name of the studio. This is like their debut game. Oh, I just bumped. I'm so jerry-rigged, dude. I got my laptop on top of a cardboard box so that the camera's at a good height. And so like, whenever I type it, it's so shaky. But it is what it is. You gotta work with what you got, and this is what I got. I got a cardboard box on top of a card table in my cold-ass garage. And I don't turn my space heater on because I don't want the noise. So I'm out here shivering for nobody right now. But by the way, I had a really, really phenomenal week as a newbie little YouTuber. I gained like 25 subscribers this week. I got 2 videos to hit, one over 2,000, one almost to 2,000. I got another short that hit 1,000. I had a video break 100 likes. I had a great week for growing my channel. Thank you to everybody that stopped in and laughed at the videos I made, liked, comment. I had a lot of people commenting, and I love it. I had a bunch of haters. I'm not gonna lie, I had a bunch of haters there at first that were just commenting, and I was trolling them back. And then eventually, wasn't on, so my Brandon Sanderson video, so much hate. It's like ratio to oblivion. Almost every comment was negative. But it was, dude, I was like, who cares, bro? You're giving me engagement, let's go. And then I think it was my, I can't remember her name. Jody Turner Smith asking for $28,000 a month in alimony from Joshua Jackson. That video got about 1,900, and I was much more positive, more likes, positive comments, like laughing at her for being so ridiculous. And then, my George R. Martin video where Larry Correia put that dedication in his book Heart of the Mountain to George. That's my best video so far as like performance goes. There were some butthurt Martin shills in there, but for the most part, it was a bunch of Larry fans, and it was awesome. So appreciate everyone who is helping me grow the channel and is coming along, and it seems to be enjoying my content. If you are, if you're not, I'll try better. Let's get cracking. Sorry, I got a stuffy nose. Like I have really bad nose issues from the Navy. So, oh come on, what's going on? Oh yeah, that's what I scrolled up. I was like, what the hell? So if you hear me breathing, I'll try not to, but it's hard. So I can't breathe well through my nose. I'm what you would call a mouth breather. Let's get it going.
Must be here somewhere.
It's all right.
Lunka! Don't hurt her! You gave us quite the chase, young man.
Please, sir. She's just a child!
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults. And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
No!
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended there.
Shit, yeah, boy. This looks great.
Lunka!
He's cute.
My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please. I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing, blood spilt carelessly like water. Things will be different now. For all of you.
Oh, hell yeah. I know we're gonna see gameplay. What the? Dude, the vampires are the good guys? Oh my god, I love it. Dude, this feels so much like The Witcher 3. Oh, I guess that was a gameplay. Dude. Let's freaking go, man. That looked awesome. I'm super jazzed about that. Let's go back over here. Yeah, dude, that was great. I'm interested to see what's up with like the multicultural vampire squad. It looked like there was like a Chinese, maybe he's a Mongolian. I'm not sure, like a Hun looking dude in there. But no, I'm interested to see what that lore is about. And Blood of the Dawnwalker, I'm guessing, I don't know, like there's like a Blade-esque kind of vampire, or they found some kind of way to be out in the day. Now they're gonna rule the land. I don't know, no idea what the lore is here, but it's fresh and it can be whatever we want to be. We don't have to worry about anybody ruining existing lore. I have no idea if this is. I didn't know The Witcher was based off books until after I got into it. So who knows? But it looks great. I'm excited. The feel of it, dude, it feels so dark and gritty. I love it. I'm excited. I don't have, well, I might always have a little bit of reservations, but I don't feel any trepidation going into this. Maybe I should, but I don't know, dude. That looks good. I'm excited. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll move on. So yeah, first two books I've read this year are both from Galaxy's Edge, both Wargate Nova books, written by Jason. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm gonna take a shot at it. Jason Anspach and Nick Cole, which was book one was Legionnaire, and book two is Galactic Outlaws, and I'm reading book three right now, like I said, which is Kill Team. And that's season one. So it seems like the land and sea thing being in seasons isn't necessarily a creative juggernaut system, because Galaxy's Edge is doing it as well. And as far as I'm aware, they're not part of Creative Juggernaut. So maybe it's just a Wargate Nova thing that does these season releases. So they did this trilogy for season 1. I don't know what season they're on now because it's up to like I said, 24 books. But yeah, it's interesting because like book one with Legionnaire was very much, it's very like I don't know, I guess like narrow as far as like the scope of the galaxy and POVs, because it's Legionnaire the whole time. Like you're in Alicia's, as far as I'm aware. I can't remember, maybe there was 1 or 2 chapters where you're not Elige, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure you're always in the POV of Elige in Victory Company on Kublar. Like you don't go on the other planets until the epilogue, which that's just, I mean, it's the epilogue, and you're still one of those lieges. But yeah, so it's the one world, and it's the Liege POV. So it's very military, very like badass brotherhood kind of feel. Like elite warriors, the whole thing, in a kind of an impossible situation, kind of like a 300 type thing with a little bit more mystery. And well, I guess in the movie, I guess he does. I don't want to give anything away, but yeah. So that's kind of like the first book, and the book 2, like it's supposed to be like the base trilogy, so you kind of expect more of the same, but it's way different. Book 2, as the name suggests, Galactic Outlaws, has a bunch of outlaws in it, and some of them are most of them are ex-lieges. Well, I'll say the POV characters that are outlaws, they're both ex-lieges, and they're both officers at that. But they are not operating as lieges in any kind of official capacity, and they both have their own ships. So there is Captain Asen Keel, who is the captain of the Indelible Six with his AI first mate, Ravi. Ravi is a really interesting character. Like I said, he's AI, so he's like a hologram, but he's got like a really interesting personality. And him and Keel have a very, like, even though he's a machine or software or whatever, like they have a very like human friendship and rapport. It's very interesting. And he's like he's almost like a, I don't know, like a quasi like conscience, even though he doesn't like necessarily have an issue with Keel doing messed up pirate stuff. He is kind of like a conscience for him, and it's a very cool relationship. I like it. The ending, all around, because there's multiple story arcs to kind of come together in this, and then the endings kind of break back apart. Dude, so good, really good. It's not all happy, just like Legionnaire wasn't all happy. They're very good at making you care about these characters, and then kind of punching you in the nutsack. Dude, yeah, Nick and Jason, way to go, guys. I love it. So yeah, that's his crew. He picks up a couple of MCR, which is mid-core rebels, MCR agents. One's like a super young general, which I guess that's a common in the rebellion, which I think is kind of maybe like a jab at Star Wars. By the way, there's like a lot of Star Wars references and little Easter eggs in here. There's like one part where like this kind of like a nun type character is talking about like, I don't have any like mind powers. I can't just read your mind or make something move with my mind. I can't remember exactly how she said it, but there's definitely like a nod to Star Wars. And there was another moment, I think it was Keel. He was like, "This is where the fun begins." I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, here we go." So that's cool. And I don't know, it's because I mean these are clearly like, this book's kind of made for disenfranchised Star Wars fans. Not this book, all the Galaxy's Edge, like the whole franchise. And we do see like it's definitely going in a direction. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself because I was talking about who else is on his crew. So he has on Keel's crew, he picked up the MCR agents. One was a general. He ends up selling that guy. Spoiler alert. He ends up kind of like ditching that guy and kind of like selling him to like his like pirate boss friend. And then he keeps the girl who I can't remember. I want to say it's Endurin, something like that is their species. They're basically like Twi'leks. They're like brightly colored. So she has like pink skin and like hair tendrils. I think she has more than just a two like a Twi'lek, but kind of like the same flavor of a near human species. Anyway, from her planet, I guess every female is called a princess. So Keel thought she was an actual princess, and then he comes to find out she's just a regular girl. Because she's a mechanic, which one, he's attracted to her, and two, he really likes the fact that she's a mechanic and keeps her on the ship and asks her if she wants to stay because well, it's good to have him. He doesn't have a mechanic, and there's things on. Oh god, it's getting blurry. Focus, camera. Okay, well, I'm sorry that it's blurry. Anyway, yeah, he's got a lot of things on his ship that he just has kind of been putting off, and now that he has this mechanic, her name is Lena. Yeah, he keeps her on board, and she stays on board, kind of abandoning the MCR, which whatever. I won't get too much into that. And then he picks up. He also so he sells this kid general dude to his pirate friend, but also steals his pirate friend's coder. His name's Garrett, and he's a coder, so he's like a whiz kid with technology. He ends up making some extra bots that allows Ravi to leave the ship and actually go out and follow them around wherever they go when they go off ship and on planet. So he's cool. He all kinds of cool stuff with tech and hacking the systems and hack bots and stuff. So he's not athletic and he's not a fighter, but he's good at he's good at. He's really good at it. So he's a cool character, and that pretty much rounds out his whole crew. He adds one more by the end, but it was from another character's crew, which is a Wabonki. I want to say that's the name of the species. He's like a cat person, and they're super cool. Like they're very, I don't know, like alpha predator, badass. And the reason I'm talking more on Galactic Outlaws than I am Legionnaire, because I did a review video already for Legionnaire, so I'm kind of focusing more on Galactic Outlaws. Plus, I just read it, so it's more fresh in my mind. But yeah, anyway. So then there is Tyrus Rex, he's also a ex-Legionnaire. He was a general, and yeah, he's like the baddest dude in the galaxy. So, I just forgot his name. Asen Keel. Did I just mess his name up? I forgot. It's a strange name, so it's hard to remember. He is a phenomenal gunfighter, like super fast draw, very accurate. Has this little quirk thing where he'll do anything as long as the odds are in his favor above 60%. So, and he has Ravi there, who's like an AI, so he can run calculations really fast, and he looks at situations and he's like, oh, your chance. He'll just like throw out random numbers and maybe sometimes try to like distract or do something to improve his odds. So it's cool. I like it. And it's kind of like Ravi is kind of the Chewbacca to Keel's Han Solo, except that Keel wants to know the odds. And yeah, so it's kind of, I like that little flavor for his character where he has this like 60% rule as an outlaw. And I won't go too much else. I won't go in too much else. I don't know about his character because there's so much cool stuff. And I would say you probably don't even need to read Legionnaire first if you just wanted like a more like outlaw style read, like Space Outlaws. But I would definitely recommend it because book one is great. And it also adds a little bit of like emotional gravity to the character, especially, of Keel, for sure. Yeah, what else? Okay, so yeah, going to Tyrus Rex. He's like very old, and he's like a paranoid schizophrenic. I don't know, he like has voices in his head that he talks to, and he thinks they're his, but then he's like, his memory is fading, he can't remember everything, and you get the impression that he is very old. But like, I spent the whole time, I was like, how old is it? Is he like just really old, or is he like older than a human should be? And yeah, he's old. I'll give you that. And yeah, he is like, he's super dangerous. Okay, so to kind of explain him a little bit in contrast to the Republic. So the Republic is just getting more bloated. It's becoming more of a incompetent show, but it's still extremely powerful. However, because it's kind of decaying, they have become cheap, and they have basically went to like this mass-produced crap armor for the Legions. So the Legions are still badass, but they're not as badass as they used to be, and their armor is way worse than old Liege armor. So like Tyrus is an old Liege, and he has like Mark 1 armor, which is like super badass, like nanotech that can like repair itself. He could activate like a little shield that can like take a lot of damage, which you kind of see at the end of book 1 in the epilogue. You see that he's wearing the same armor, and he also uses a relic of the past from the Savage Wars. He has this sidearm he calls the hand cannon, and it's like a full auto pistol slug thrower. He's just ventilating fools with that thing, dude. It's awesome. But yeah, he's basically like the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy, like most wanted, massive bounty on him. He's a bad dude. And Keel, he's equally as bad, if not. I mean, he's a lot younger and he's faster. You see that he's faster than Rex, but I don't know, dude. Rex is just grizzled. He's old. He's just fighting. He's just following some instinct basically because he can't remember much, and he basically just refuses to die, and he just keeps going, just like on autopilot, capping mofos, dude. It's pretty rad. He's a cool character. I'm really not gonna go too much into him because honestly, he's just like there's so much contemplation with him, and he's like trying to like so much in his head because he can't think straight, and his memory is destroyed, and it's like he almost can't even like hold on to like what's reality and what's not reality. So his brain is just, I don't know, dude, like put in a blender, and it's interesting. It's I like being in his head as a reader because he's just like, what is going on with this guy? And he's having these like all these like inner monologues in the middle of like battles and all this crazy stuff and like memory flashbacks. And I love his memory flashbacks. His backstory is really cool, and it's part of the expansion of the galaxy lore that's kind of going forward, because we kind of get into a little bit more mystic, supernatural stuff by the end of the book. And I'm not going to say anything more than that, but yeah, dude. Anyway, his crew, he pilots the Obsidian Crow. They usually just call it the Crow. Same with like Keel's ship. They usually call it the Six. But anyway, on the Crow, he also has AI. I can't remember what its name is, like Kira or Keela or something like that. But it's not as cool as Ravi. I don't think it ever makes itself into a hologram. And it also sucks at autopilot. Like it literally can't do much on autopilot other than like super simple maneuvers. But it definitely packs a punch. The ship does. The Crow, like right off the start of the book, the Wabanki, the cat person, I think his name is Skriz. I can't remember, there's so many characters. I think Skriz is his name. Tries to steal it, and then the ship like captures him, and then he ends up becoming like Rex's first mate. And yeah, great character. Can't understand a word he says because it's all like, you know, whatever cat speech is. But Rex understands him, so that's it. Again, that's kind of like a Han Solo Wookiee thing. Yeah, and then I probably won't go too much into his character. Then there's Prisma Maydoun and her warbot servant guardian called KRS-88. So Prisma starts off the book, I think she's chapter 1, she's the first POV we see. So the three POVs are Prisma, Rex, and Keel. So Prisma is a little girl who witnessed her father being murdered by a bunch of dudes like in black liege armor with like red stripes on them, and some weird guy in a black robe called Goth Solus. And so she's trying to get revenge, but she can't do anything about it. So she goes and she's trying to find a bounty hunter. She ends up hooking up with Rex, not in a weird way, just like finding him and enlisting his help. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill that guy. That's long story short. She's very sad. She's scared, but she's also brave and a little bit cold and detached because her mom died. I can't remember, her mom got like sick or something, or if it was childbirth. It was she died when she doesn't really remember her mom. So it's just her and her dad, and then her dad gets murdered. Yeah, I feel for her, but she's also like, you get the inkling that maybe she's gonna grow up to be a badass, cold-blooded badass. I would imagine for good, but I mean, with the Galaxy's Edge, who's really good, right? It's kind of one of those things like, I don't know. I don't want to say there's no good people, because there definitely are, but they might have to do not great things from time to time to get by or to survive or whatever, which is understandable. I mean, it's a hard life out there in the galaxy with the Republic doing what it does. But yeah, dude, from start to finish, very fast paced, high stakes. Like these characters kind of go from like out of the frying pan into the fire like constantly. But there are like slow parts, but the slow parts are great because they do a good job of kind of expanding the character's background and expanding the galaxy's background. We get a little more lore and more understanding for. Oh, I don't want to give it too much away. Yeah, it's good at expanding our understanding of the galaxy, and a little bit more kind of touches a little bit more on the Savage Wars. Setting wise, it gives us a much larger scope of the galaxy. We get several different planets with different style like biomes. One planet's really cool. It's like covered in ice, but when you get underneath it, there's little pockets that are like filled with these basically like Edens, these like gardens, beautiful forests, like paradise underneath the ice with like temples there. It's a really cool planet. There's, like ancient ruins. There's Republic like citadels with statues and all kinds of stuff. There's Republic planets are kind of on the fringe of the Republic's territory. Oh, what else is there, dude? There's there's this like outlaw hideout that's like installed inside this floating wreckage. It's like battlefield in space that has a bunch of wrecked ships and like this. It's a really cool scene. But yeah, the hideout's inside like the husk of this old ruined destroyer. Very cool. Love that. I love that scene or that setting. Yeah, dude, it just expands so much. Honestly, it's really cool because there are some return characters. I'm not going to give anything away, but yeah, there are some return characters, and yeah, so it is a sequel, and I can see it seems like Kill Team right now, which is book 3. It kind of like weaves book 1 and book 2 into its own storyline. So I don't really think I've read a trilogy that kind of worked that way, and I gotta say it's pretty cool so far. I like it. Oh yeah, and with Goss Solis, he's like the main bad, right, of the story, and you see him like you see Prisma is the only one who sees him, and it's just from like a distance when she's hiding. He's not even the one to kill her dad. It's just one of his guys does it, shoots him with a blaster. And then you don't see him for the rest of the book until. Okay, that's probably a spoiler. But I mean, the whole story is they're chasing him down, at least Rex and Prisma, and then eventually Keel as well. But yeah, they do a really good job. He becomes like this enigmatic phantom. It always seems like he's just out of reach, and they're like he's always kind of one step ahead of them as they're pursuing him. And when he's finally tracked down, what he reveals makes all the mystery even, quite frankly, more mysterious and dark and kind of dreadful. So I think they did a great job with portraying Goss Solis and building him as their villain. I don't know if they're going to go above him and make an even bigger bad. I have no idea. I don't know how powerful he is. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of things moving around and things are about to get insane. So I'm excited to keep reading. From other readers of the series, I've only heard good things. I've heard some people say they didn't really like Savage Wars a lot, or they were kind of disappointed when compared to the other books, but I haven't got there yet, so I can't say anything about that. That's just what I've heard, which I think Savage Wars it's a prequel because Savage Wars obviously took place before the events of what you're reading right now. So I don't know how many books that covers. I don't know if it's just one like standalone book. And if it's the case, okay, it's a prequel. Like you don't even need to read it. But it's there if you want to. And I'm going to read it just to see for myself. But yeah, let's see what else, dude. Oh, so they throw in some new weapons. They throw in KRS-88 is kind of a newer. We haven't really seen a war bot. I think in Legionnaire the only bot we really see is there's like a drone for flying that is like surveillance, and then there's also it's like a media bot. It's like a reporter that can like film and like projects. I don't know. It sends the footage back to stations throughout the galaxies, and they can insert their own, human reporter hologram in there. Anyway, that's the only bot they really had in Legionnaire. And yeah, so we get to see some war bots, which are pretty nuts. Like take out whole like platoons or companies. I can't remember what they said. Take out a lot of people and take a lot of damage. And then we also get to see a massive, like 4-story tall mech, which I think, I wrote it down. an HKPP. Yeah, 4 stories tall. This one had like 2 massive cannons, or I said it was bristling with cannons on its shoulder. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what it looks like, but there's a standalone novel called Order of the Centurion, and it has a mech on the cover, so I definitely want to pick that one up. Again, like I said, I think I said this at the beginning of the stream, Blaine wrote that one, so I want to read another book by him that's not a Land and Sea book, so that'll probably be the first one I take a stab at. Yeah. And then right now really reading Kill Team. Honestly, I think I'm gonna finish Kill Team, and then I'm gonna go read Order of the Centurion. But Kill Team is great, dude. So far, I think I'm on chapter 4 or 5. It's like I know 100% the authors are Star Wars fans, but I also have to think they're probably a little bit of Warhammer fans, because there's kind of a Warhammery feel. So like they get in these pods in this Republic destroyer, and then they fire out and they go hit the hull of an enemy ship and pierce it, and then it basically like loading pods, right? That they shoot out and pierce the the exterior hull, and then they invade the ship. Which I don't know if Warhammer invented that. Maybe they did. I don't know. They're probably not the first ones, but love that. Love the flavor. We also see in Kill Team. So in Legionnaire, we saw same with Galactic Outlaws. As far as Republic forces go, we saw Legionnaires and we saw Repub Army. Now in this one, we get to see Republic Marines, and yeah, they're just like you would expect. Like they're just like America. Like the Marines are kind of I don't know, looked at as more aggressive, and like if you're in a firefight, maybe you want the Marines. And I'm not trying to piss off all the branches. I'm a sailor, so hey, dude, like I'm not cool at all, bro. I didn't go into combat. Don't come at me. But you know, like the Marines kind of like talk S to like the Repub Army, and I'm not I wasn't any of those branches like in this real world, so I can't say how they probably both talk shit to each other, like we all do. All the branches talk S to each other, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool. You get to see another branch basically, and there's a few like Navy. So far, there's been a few because they land in the like the hangar deck of the big destroyer. I can't remember what they call it. What the ship style is, but yeah, new stuff. So far, yeah, it's been a lot of invade the enemy ship and like clear corridors and take out machine gun positions. And they just got orders. Oh, I have to go back and reread it because I'm spacing it right now. They just got orders to go, I think, take the bridge. That's the last thing I remember reading. Yep. But again, this one is off to a great start. Seems a lot more back into like kind of the flavor of book 1, where it's back into the military POV, which is great. I love it. But I do think there was one chapter that kind of it might have been a part of the prologue that was from an outlaw perspective. The outlaw used to be a leash, so it's good, man. I like it. I am loving Galaxy's Edge. Gosh, keep mixing all the Galactic Outlaws and Galaxy's Edge up. But yeah, that's all I got for that. I think honestly, I'm just gonna read all the Galactic Edge books this year. I got a bunch of books for Christmas. Like I got the first, only because they only had 4. They didn't have all 5 of the Siege of Terra books from Warhammer at the bookstore. So I got the first 4. I got a Joe Abercrombie book, a John Gwynne book. I don't know. I got some DJ Butler books. I got a bunch of books for Christmas that I got to read. And I still got books that I bought last year used that I haven't read yet. Because I keep just going through these Wargate Nova books, KU reads. I got to get the last 2 books of Saga the Forgotten Warrior. Okay, the list goes on and on and on and on. But I think my goal for 2025 is to read every Galaxy's Edge book. Now, if a new Land and Sea book comes out, because it's on KU, I'm just going to pick it up and read it. So I will put a pause on Galaxy's Edge, and I'll pick up Land and Sea and read it. But But yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say. What? I wish I had someone to talk to in the chat, but I ain't no one to talk to, so I'm just here by myself. You know what I'm saying? Saturday night, though, I'll be playing Dark Tide, and then I don't have to worry about talking to myself, because I got a friend to talk to, and I can talk to the game. So that's great. How you guys like my lights, dude? Check it out. What do you think? I wish I had some rum, dude. Whoa! What the heck? Gotta like. Okay. That's weird. So it shows I have one view here, but on here it shows I have two on my phone. I don't know. But cool. You kind of came in at the end. I don't really know what else to talk about. I kind of covered everything I wanted to go over. What else is there, man? What else am I excited for? Oh, dude, I went and saw Sonic 3 with my daughter. What a great date night with the little girl. She's 5. She loved it, dude. She was like laughing her ass off. She was like, I saw that in the trailer. Dude, amazing. And great movie. I mean, it's not like, you know, Golden Globe or anything like that, but it was fun and it was funny. Dude, Knuckles is cracking me up, dude. Idris Elba does a great job. Sonic's funny too. They're all funny, dude. I even thought Keanu Reeves was good as Shadow. Honestly, I thought his like temperament and the way he acts was like perfect for that kind of character that was very, I don't know, morose and like dark and kind of like dead inside, I guess. I don't know, dude. But it was great, man. And then at the end, I swear, it feels like I'm watching a Dragon Ball Z. And they did a little bit in the last movie because he got the Emerald of Power Emerald. I don't know. It's like super powerful emerald that gives you like turns Sonic into a Super Saiyan, and him and Shadow both juiced up on it this fight. And dude, why don't we have a Dragon Ball Z movie? It's got to be in that kind of animation style, but we need it, dude, because that looks awesome. Like you could absolutely do a Dragon Ball Z movie with that tech. It's what it felt like. The fight scene between Shadow and Sonic, it was great. So love that. That was great. I said great a lot. Great. I recommend it. If you haven't seen Sonic 3, if you're a parent or if you're not a parent, I'd go see it by myself. It was awesome. Yeah, it's fun. Idris Elba is great as Knuckles. He's super funny. He's like super serious, and it's just I love that kind of character. And then obviously I don't know the guy's real name. He plays John Ralphio in Parks and Rec. He's the voice of Sonic. He's also hilarious. Love that guy. Tails he's all right. He's not anything to write home about. And then like the human couple that like adopts Sonic, they're always kind of cheesy. Like they never really make me laugh. But I get it. They're there for the narrative purposes. Definitely the animated characters are where it's at for that movie. They're the funny parts. They're the parts that make the movie good. And obviously, what else, dude? Honestly, guys, I think that's all I got. Sorry for whoever just hopped in. Kind of coming in late. I don't have a whole lot. I really need to start like having interviews on these things to fill out a whole hour. But yeah, I don't yet, and I'm still working on it. So maybe I just need to line up more things to talk about. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend. I know it's Thursday, but enjoy your Friday. Hope it's not too crap, and you get and have some beers. Have a beer for me there, eh? All right. You guys have a good night. I'll see you later.